welcome back for more Netrunner from the San Francisco Bay Area. This is a store championship. This is in the cut, round 1 or 2 of the Gamescape San Rafael it's located in. And this is a business first tournament. I think one of the first tournaments we had that business first was legal, featuring Paulina Foods, which was in the, I don't know if it made the cut, but it was definitely in play. And I have with me commentating tonight, Mr. Andrew Cortez. How are you doing tonight, Andrew?
Are you okay? Because I'm okay.
Usually I like to take a introduction break sooner than I did right there, and so that was a lot of words that just came out of my mouth. Let's introduce the players. How about you take care of that?
All right. So we have Titan Transitional on the right, which is a Wayland ID. Yes, I said a Wayland ID, so don't worry about that. And we have a Kate on the left. So a faction on the right that we haven't seen in a while, and Kate on the left we haven't seen in quite a bit just because Prepaid left the game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So we have Noah on the left and Winston on the right. So we'll see. You built this deck with Noah, correct?
We both built a Kate. And Noah we both were on Hyperdriver. Noah had the major contribution of Leprechaun. And other than that, the only thing that we really differed on is Noah's econ was a little bit different. He had Dirty Laundry, I had Daily Casts, and our extra spice cards were a little bit different. He had Maker's Eye, and I had Notoriety. That's pretty much the difference.
So yeah, a very different take from Kate than what we're used to seeing for like the last year and a half of Netrunner. So we'll see how that works out. Obviously, it did pretty well for Noah, getting him into this cut at the very least. At this point, I think Noah had won 2 other store championships.
3 actually. This was number 4.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And Winston on the right, housekeeping down turn 1. So it was, I think, maybe that was draw, install, housekeeping.
I believe so.
Okay. Housekeeping, yeah, housekeeping's 2 to play. So housekeeping, now when Noah installs a card, he is Maker's Eye right off the start.
Yeah. And honestly, housekeeping against Shaper is huge. I think it's really really
turn
good.
1 too.
Yeah.
I mean, this Noah might have done Maker's Eye anyway, but seeing housekeeping down, he was really hoping to get rid of housekeeping with just getting even a hostile takeover or whatever. Just get rid of it.
Right.
And he's going into HQ for the same reason. Okay, so it worked out that time. He got rid of housekeeping, yeah. Right. And this ice really, I think, strongly signals... like, he was holding on to 2 global food, I think. I don't think he mulliganed.
I don't know. I don't know if he mulliganed or not. But
I don't think so. And unless if I didn't catch it at the start of the video, I didn't. I was looking through the start of it, and yeah. So he might have drawn 1 global. He probably had housekeeping and ice and 1 global food, and decided the housekeeping was worth keeping. Right. That would be my guess. But yeah, I put that ice over HQ, not able to res it, mostly probably because putting down the housekeeping. So Noah sees ice on HQ and sees that Winston is. His attention's on HQ, right? So that is a good place to check for a gen. I'm taking a long time to say something very simple.
It's all right, bud.
All right. What else is happening here?
So we got an Oaktown installed, so no one needs to get an SMC if he wants to contest it, or he has to get a 1 breaker and hope that it's correct. But doesn't look like what's happening.
Well, what would it be? Like Ice Wall would be the worst, right? Because otherwise, at least Winston is a turn off from scoring.
Sure. Right, yeah.
Is that right? No, because you get the credits. Yeah, all you need is 1 credit to score.
Yeah, you just need to be able to keep the train going, as they say.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here is the Leprechaun down with the Tech Rider.
That's good. So getting that Kate discount and getting the Tech Rider credit. So hot.
Man, Oaktown, what a card.
Mm-hmm. Hot fire.
And what's the biggest risk that now that Oaktown has scored? What does that do for this game for Winston?
I don't think it. Honestly, it looks like Titan is obviously trying to rush. So honestly, the biggest thing that come out of Oaktown is 2 agenda points, and he hasn't lost any tempo because he's been gaining money while scoring agenda points, which is awesome.
So in other words, you're not really seeing Archer here in this list.
No, I would really believe that there's Archer. And honestly, sacking an agenda for Archer, super good in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it'd be worth Noah just scoping out those centrals now, because if he resists Archer, you lose the Leprechaun. That's not a big deal.
Right, exactly. It's not a big deal now, so he should definitely check. And I think Winston will try and save it if he has it somewhere. All right, we got Procon, so there's that Econ engine coming in. So I wouldn't be surprised from Noah if we see a... Oh, okay, there we go. There's no clot play, so Winston can just score it out. I wouldn't be shocked here to see if Noah draws a hyper driver, he'll just lay it down and then pop it just to draw an econ.
Yeah, I was watching Noah play in this cut, and it seemed like a lot of people see hyperdriver and they try and do some sort of combo. But as I was seeing Noah play it was just sort of an economic thing. He'd play down for free with Kate, and he would not doing it yet, and he would what I'm trying to say, just use Procon, just 3 free Procons from that.
Yeah, it's a quote unquote guaranteed combo to work because you can always click to draw a card and gain a credit via Profcon. So.
Yeah, and with 7 clicks on the turn, you can unload those cards too.
Totally.
So yeah, we have 2. Let's remind people what Titan does. When an agenda is scored by Titan, they get to put a agenda counter on the agenda. Oh my God! Install.
Calling him out. He's only got 1 SMC on the board, so if he's got something like Quandary Ice Wall, he's gonna have to get a barrier breaker, pop Clone Chip, 4 SMC again, to then get a Code Gate Breaker or a Sentry Breaker. Then he has no clock. Then Winston only needs to clear virus counters once because then Noah has probably low econ and no clone chip, so clock can't come back. So aggressive play. I really like it.
And this is something really interesting about Titan is they have a pretty strong fast advance game because of that agenda counter. So let's say, just so people at home are following, we can go Biotic and get an Atlas score. That'll put a counter on Atlas. At which point, oh wow, this is
so
great.
Yeah. Look
at which point, next turn he could go and do the same thing. He can go get Atlas with Atlas and Biotic out again, or whatever. However, he's going to fast advance.
Agreed. And if Atlas is on the table right now, he advances 3 times. He's still getting an Atlas counter, which is absolutely huge, because then you can just grab whatever you want.
All right, so some Shaper gymnastics just occurred there. I think he SMC'd the hyperdriver before the turn started using Kate, all that kind of stuff. So now he has 7 clicks on the turn. And here it goes to Procon.
So we got 6, 5...
And this is good. He spent 2 credits to buy himself 3 clicks.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he needs his tempo right now.
So what that means is that he probably has a breaker in hand and he has SMC. So he essentially can get through at least 2 types of ice, which is good. It's not necessarily a bulletproof solution in the fact that the remote has 3 ice. But he could probably safely wager that he really only needs 2 breakers.
And the big risk here is Archer. So he probably is running David in this list. I don't know if that's true.
That is true. Yes, 1 David.
Yeah. So David has been, I'd say, an omnipresence in Shaper builds in the Bay Area, primarily because of Noah.
Absolutely.
I think he got the ball rolling on that in the middle of 2015. And since then, any Shaper build I run does 1 David. It's hugely influential.
Yeah, I believe it was Noah and Wes approaching Nationals. They decided to include 1 David in the list, and it was absolutely critical. I mean, it's insane how good it is because you can recur it with Clone Chip or Scavenge, and you're just essentially taking care of all ice above Strength 5 for 1 program, which is nuts. Gains you slots, which is huge in Shaper.
Yeah. And it did quite well for Noah at Worlds. He did get the 4th. He was 4th, right?
Yep, 4th place.
Yeah, he was 4th at Worlds, and a lot of that, I think, if you asked him, would be due to David. David was very impactful at that time.
Absolutely.
And what is he? He still has about 5 clicks left on this turn?
I believe he's at his 5th click. Worst case, he's at his 4th, but I believe he's at his 5th.
Yeah. And he's just really he has 6 credits on Technical Writer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that was because of the Shaper tomfoolery at the start of the turn.
Yeah.
As I've started to refer to it.
That's all Shaper is. It's just tomfoolery. Just shenanigans, if you will.
if you will.
Yeah, yeah. No, well, we could talk about it later. That's fine.
Oh, you got to see Adam's Haley build that he took to 4th place at regionals. It's up on Netrunner TV. If I'm smart enough, if I remember, I'll include a link to it. But it is the most shaper build you've ever seen.
You're like, okay,
it's like all
on your turn.
A ton
I'll
of
do
one-ups.
one thing,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna install 17 cards. I'll take my first click. Triggers.
Triggers, yeah. He does Peddler in that list with Haley, which just
disgusting.
leads to all sorts of nonsense. Yeah, Claude comes into play from sometimes underneath the table. You don't even see it coming.
Yeah, I mean, when it's in your sleeve, you can't see it.
Okay, so he just installs David. Yeah, so he can only go get installs David.
No,
that's the
Cerebus.
other power counter.
Cerebus.
That's Rex.
Yeah.
Right.
The dog.
Yeah.
The barrier dog.
The dog, not Rex. Lady, that's the one. What am I saying? He has one breaker. He has one barrier breaker. He's gonna have to get David for Archer, so he can't really get another breaker unless he puts clone chip down or something.
Right. So you can get one breaker right now.
Yeah.
So the only thing that could be
7
insane
on Tech Rider.
is if Winston has Ice Archer on that remote. That would be absolutely bananas if he did.
I don't know though. He's resetting himself. Noah runs Levy, right?
Yes. He does have one Levy, but I mean, again, it could be a potential tempo hit.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I don't know if losing those agendas would be worth it though.
Sure. Right.
All right.
We'll see.
So he installs Gordian from hand,
okay,
getting 8 on the Tech Rider.
That's kind of what I was saying.
Off Tech
That's
Rider.
kind of what I was saying earlier. It seemed like Noah getting Hyperdriver with that one SMC. It seemed very suspect that he had at least one breaker in hand, and it turns out that he had 2, I believe. So very nice.
Well, he might have drawn one, right? He
Sure.
did like 3 pro cons,
2.
I think.
2. That's it. Yeah.
He definitely had one.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
He definitely had at least one of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now David's looking pretty good. So there's the Archer.
All right. So hostile takeover going away, taking a seat.
Yeah. Not getting use of that agenda counter, unfortunately.
Yeah. It would have been fortunate if there was a Mark Yale or something like that. But
yeah, that would be the ultimate insult if that was just Mark Yale sitting at the bottom of that remote.
Right.
So there's David, using it immediately
Yep.
to break end the run and trash programs. This is looking like a Atlas at the bottom of the server.
Yeah, Atlas or...
I'm prepared to make that call.
Yeah, that definitely looks like it. And Ice Wall. Okay,
Ice
it's
Wall.
with Wayland. It's always Ice Wall. That's just what you have to guess. It's just simple math. There's 3 Ice Walls
it
on the deck,
cannot be another
so
Archer.
everything has to be Ice Wall. Enigma. Oh, wow,
Enigma.
so he did have all 3 ice types. That is, yep, and there's the Atlas.
Wow. Yeah. And that puts Winston down, I think, to 6 credits, if I'm reading that right. It's a little bit hard to see his credits. He has the gold ones, I think are his 1s, and then he has like these black ones that are 5s.
Yeah.
Oh, he had Mark Yale in hand, unless he just drew it.
I think he just drew it.
Oh, I think that's Mark Yale down, right?
Yeah. So, wait, did he just play Hedge Fund and not take the credits?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I guess so.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. I could be totally wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think he drew a card, Hedge Fund, and then installed Mark Yale.
Wow, okay. All right. Hedge Fund is not good when you don't get credits from it.
Yeah, that's
a real bummer.
Yeah, he was thinking ahead to... This is, it's really important to kind of take your clicks one at a time.
Especially when you're playing like Titan Fast Advance, because you're usually just like go, 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 go. Ice Wall, install Oaktown Advance.
Yeah. That's 2 clicks spent, so putting tech right in. It looks like Noah is just ignoring whatever's down in that remote. Mostly because he can't deal with it.
Yeah, he really can't deal with it. He doesn't have a scavenge. He doesn't have a clone ship. It's just kind of... It's gonna sit there.
You know what's crazy to think about? If he had scavenge right now, he can get through that server for 0 credits if he runs click 4.
Yeah.
So he installs Hyperdriver, getting rid of the David. Oh, and there's the clone ship. See, if he was Haley, he'd beat in.
Yeah, he just takes one click and goes through his deck, levies, and then somehow click 2.
All right. So Winston drawing hard. He looks like he's just looking for another Atlas.
Yeah.
Okay. Hyperdriver used.
Yep.
And he... Noah does have the levy in hand, so... Won't need it anytime soon. I don't think that levy's come out of his hand.
Well, no, he has the same hold on the table. So he may
okay.
just throw it down. Because honestly, other than levy, legwork is most likely the only other event that he really cares about in terms of the same old thing. So. Okay.
All right, I think this was, click 3 run. So the bad pub gets through the 1 subroutine, spend a credit. He's going to get legwork money.
Chrono.
And this was an R&D interface run, so he sees 2 cards. Yeah.
Right.
So Noah is sitting at, he's at 5 points, right?
He's at 2. Yeah, because it's Global, Atlas, and Chronos. Right. So we got nothing in hand. Now, I think Winston has a public support all the way on the left, which is really nice.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. And he also has a biotic in hand, too.
That hot sauce biotic. I love it.
Without that hedge fund, man, he's down 4 credits. He should be at 7 right now.
Yeah, that's pretty critical.
Yeah. When you're trying to fast advance stuff out, like 4 credits is sort of a big deal.
Yeah. Totally. All right, so he's got some Scorch.
Oh,
a snare.
I would not have guessed that.
Spicy.
Looking at what I've seen so far, I would be running click 4 on snares, whatever.
Yeah, you're like, all right, I better get this Atlas now.
Wow, look, he just drew his kill tech. He has what's that hardware trashing?
Shattered Remains.
Yeah, Shattered Remains. He has Shattered Remains and Scorch in hand.
Jeez, spicy meatball.
Do you use Shattered Remains just to kill the R&D interface?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Real plays. You play Lab Dog out of HB. You're like, Astrolabe is gone. Thank you. See you later.
Lapdog, that gives their runner the choice what they trash, right?
No, I think it says trash 1 hardware, if I remember correctly.
No, I think it's the runner trashes 1 hardware.
Oh, maybe. Let's see.
I remember it being disappointing. I tried it in Cybernetics early on for some reason, and I remember just being extremely disappointed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's just the runner trashes. It doesn't matter. You're playing ETF, so it really only costs 1. So who cares?
Yeah. It's a cool card. Mm-hmm. Oh, Noah's going into R&D again, it looks like. Mark Yale. Getting some money, turning those agenda counters. Oh, he did that for snare.
It's totally fair. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, so he had 1 more snare in the deck at least. Maybe 2. I don't know what his influence was.
We don't know.
Yeah.
He could have 1 biotic, 2 snare, that's 8, 3 Jackson, that's 11. He probably has at least 1 C source, so let's call that 13. And then I don't know what the other spicy tech is for.
Probably something we saw we're forgetting.
Yeah.
What am I trying to say? He had 5 credits. If was that a click 4 run by now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I make those click 4 runs sometimes because I don't have them on kill, and that would have given Winston the win if that was the case.
Oh, for sure, yeah. He would have hit snare. If he didn't score an agenda, then he could just Scorch Earth.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. Because he was at exactly 5, so that's 4, and then click, credit, and then Scorch.
Hey, yo.
I don't know. There was a possible out there. I'd say not getting that hedge fund money was pretty critical. That might have let him put another ice on R&D. And then losing that Atlas, I think, was massive. Maybe he just didn't have Noah on David, which I think is reasonable to think that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that...
Well, I think... honestly, the problem with the remote play, it wasn't... I don't think it was the David thing. It was the fact that Winston had a barrier, a code gate, and a sentry. And I think reasonably he was like, oh, well, he's not going to be able to get through 3... ice types, but again, he popped Hyperdriver. He was able to draw twice without impacting his turn, and then boom, that's it. All she wrote.
He started. I'm going back to look at that turn. I think he started that turn with about 4 credits or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. Yeah, this was the critical turn in the game because at this point, Winston has 3 points scored with an Atlas threatening, and he sees. Yeah, Noah starts his turn with 4 credits and a clone ship installed.
Yeah. Ooh,
so like
spooky.
That looks. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Noah went from 4 credits clone ship to hyperdriver. Oh my god!
It's pretty much it's hyperdriver, trash it, profcon, take tech writer, install your programs, take tech writer, run. It's a huge card swing, credit swing, and program swing, all in like more or less 3 or 4 clicks plus triggers. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, Shaper tomfoolery.
Yeah,
right there.
totally.
Right there. Your tax money at work.
Green magic tricks. The name of the next deck.
Yeah, so that was the turn right there. If he didn't have hyperdriver, there's so many things. If he didn't have one of those breakers in hand, I don't know. There's so many pieces, but Noah had it, and a lot of what helped smooth that out was hyperdriver. Without hyperdriver, none of the other stuff was possible.
Yeah, totally, man.
Okay, that was the game. So a quick one. Going into it, we knew it was quick, but could have gone either way.
Spicy meatball.
And yeah, Maker's Eye, still a good card, right?
Still good. Cortec, heyo, ban it.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. This was from Gamescape North. We'll have probably 1 more or 2 games from this tournament. We also have regionals games just waiting to be commentated. So a lot of stuff from regionals that I'm sure will be going up on the channel soon. More stuff to look forward to. Thanks, Andrew, for commentating.
Totally, dude.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching.